we're just gonna light this candle. And then you stick it in. And it turns to fire. Watch it explode. Hey guys, Pepper here. And today I'm going to talk about my very first paranormal experience. Some people might not count this as paranormal, but I do because it's kind of what started me getting into more paranormal experiences. So what I'm going to be talking about is my Uncle John. He died when I was really young. Me and my family live in Pennsylvania, and he obviously is from Pennsylvania. But he moved to Florida when he got out of college, and started his family there. So he was probably in his 50s, about his 50s, close to 60s when he died. And I was only 2. I was only 3, I think, actually. And so I've only met him about twice in my life. And people said that me and him had a very deep bond with each other, as if we were in a past life together. I don't know if you believe in it. I believe in reincarnation. There was just something about me and him that everyone was like, yeah. So anyways, I just remember him so vividly, it's unreal. I was only 2 when I really ever saw him, and only twice, and I just remember him and things. And so what I wanted to talk about was, before he died, he was diagnosed with leukemia, and him and his family came up home for, I think, a Christmas or some holiday. They came up home to visit, and we were at my grandma's house, which we used to live there until I was probably 4. We moved out, but I was upstairs in my room, and it was close. They were leaving to go back home, and my mom came up and she told me that you gotta come down and say goodbye. They're leaving. You know, you don't know when you're gonna see them again. And I told her, no, I'm not coming down. And that was the very last time we saw him. And my mom just finds that a little odd. Like, I kind of do too, but it wasn't that odd, you know. I was 2 years old. I didn't really care about goodbyes and stuff. I was probably playing with my Barbies or whatever. So I had this dream, and I think it was when I lived in this house. I'm not 100% sure. It could have been right when he died, because I can tell you about this in later stories and other vlogs. But I usually would have dreams about someone dying right before someone actually dies that I know. And so my very first paranormal thing that I count as, I had a dream about my uncle, and this was after he died, and I honestly think that spirits can visit you in dreams, because I definitely do believe that he visited me in my dream. And so in the dream, all I remember, it was kind of a short piece, so all I remember in this dream that I had with him, me and him were both on a plane, and I personally have never been on a plane before. I can imagine what they look like. I've seen them on TV, I've seen pictures and stuff, but I know we were on a plane, but we were in this weird room, as if we were on, like, the bottom of the plane, possibly the luggage area. And I remember this door was open, as if it was kind of like a skydiving thing. Like, if you picture or seen skydivers on TV or something, they're in this little kind of area in the plane. I've never skydived either, so I don't know what that's like, but they're in this little area plane. But that's what it looked like with us. We were in this little plane, the little room on the plane, and there was a door open, as if we're gonna jump out. And I remember seeing clouds fly by. I remember being in the sky, we were flying, and he was about ready to jump out, and I remember him wearing just normal clothes, nothing, no gear on to skydive, just normal clothes. And I just remember I was kind of backed up and he was ready to jump out. And he looks over at me and he does this. He says, "You're gonna be okay." And before he said that, though, he held out his hand. I backed up a little bit, kind of looking at his hand. I just remember him looking at his hand. And he was staring right into my eyes this whole time. And he said that, and I just remember slowly reaching my hand toward his hand. And that's all I remember. Bruiser. Hi, Bruiser. Hi, Boo-Boo. Say hi, Bruiser. My mom always said that she believes in reincarnation too. Bruiser's taking a very noisy drink right now of water. My mom believes in strong reincarnation too. She always told me that she thinks that me and him were in a past life together. And now that I look back on it, I kind of think if we were in a past life together, that could have been how we died, maybe. But my mom thinks that that dream was him telling me to come with him because he wanted to be with me again in spirit or whatever. And it wasn't my time to, because I had to stay on Earth for some whatever reason. I don't know. But yeah, he definitely came to visit me in a dream. Like, to remember a dream so vividly when you had it at that young of an age has got to be something, because I remember dreams from when I was younger and stuff, but I don't remember them as vividly. Like, I remember what the dream was about and stuff and how I felt after I woke up, but I dreamed that when I was probably 3 to 5. And I remember it so clearly, like, as if I just had it last night. And I don't even remember really the dream that I had last night more than this dream. So, yeah. And the reason why I count this as my first experience is because, 1, I honestly do think he revisited me in a dream. 2, after his death is when I started talking to ghosts and paranormal things. And, like, for instance, I would be in my house just talking to someone, and I'd be a little girl, and I'd be talking to someone. My mom would be like, "Oh, who are you talking to?" And I'd be like, "Oh, just Uncle John." Talking to Uncle John. And my cousin, I came from a big family, but I only really had one cousin that I grew up really close with. And she actually was born on the date of his death. So that's kind of interesting. My close relatives like that. That's a little weird. Maybe he sent her to me. I don't know. But yeah, we grew up really close together. And I don't really remember doing this too much, but she would tell me that every time she'd spend the night at my house, we would sneak out of my room, go on the steps, and this is this house. We'd sneak out of my room, go on the steps, and talk to Uncle John. And I think when I was younger, I always thought, I don't really remember that, but what I do remember is that when I was younger, on the very bottom of my steps in my house, I always felt this strange energy. Like, I always thought it was a ghost just standing there. I don't think it was my Uncle John, though, but I definitely honestly know there was something. But that's how it started. My paranormal interest started with my Uncle John, because I always wanted to know more about him. I always wanted to visit him, or when I was sad and depressed or anything, or if I just wanted someone to talk to, I always turned to him, in spirit, of course, to talk. And that's just how, like, my interest in the paranormal began. I have a lot more stories about the paranormal. I have so many experiences. I love reading stories, hearing stories about it. I will definitely be telling more of my stories in future videos. I just wanted to say my first experience here, and Bruiser's with me and he wants to be up here. So, hi, Boo-Boo. Say hi, Bruiser. He likes to lick my face. He's an attention hog. He wants my attention 24/7. If you like what I had, subscribe, comment, share with your friends. I will definitely be putting more videos about ghosts up, and I'll probably be doing more stuff like makeup tutorials. I'll have collection videos and so forth. I collect a lot of things. I want to do a shoe collection sometime because I have a bunch of shoes, and I have a story for each shoe that I got almost. But yeah, I'll definitely be putting more videos up, and I'll be putting my future paranormal experiences up. I have more stories about my Uncle John that I'd like to share. I have stories about family deaths that I knew about before anybody else did. So those are really interesting. Those are my favorite experiences that I've had. Oh yeah, that's definitely. And look, I have a candle to end everything. Just like that TV show, Are You Afraid of the Dark? You ever watch that? I didn't even watch that show, but I watched here and there, but I don't know. So, are you afraid of the dark? Oh yeah, that ended up perfectly. Perfect. And I still have lights on. Alright, so I gotta go. Talk to you guys later. Bye. Say bye, brother. Bye. Are you afraid of the dark? That was horrible. So freaking horrible.